People think they want to be rich, but they really want to be poor. Everybody say they want to be rich. People sulk and say, "Why am I not rich?" The truth is that people hate being rich and they love being poor. To be rich, you have to think outside the box. On the journey to excess, people are going to laugh at you. People are going to call you crazy. You and your friends are going to have less in common, and you and your guys are going to eventually drift apart. The rich have to socialize with people they might not be fond of. The people in the rich person's circle are put in position for a reason. The rich can no longer confide in those in their surroundings. The information the rich have is valuable and it cannot be shared with just anybody or harm could be done. Most people love being poor. When you poor, you don't have to worry about too much. The information you hold is trivial and is tossed around with no regard. The poor get to do whatever they want. Having less is a blast. They mess up now and pay for it later. Before the repercussions, it's the most stress-free way to live. Being rich is difficult. Most don't understand the hardships of the rich. People of means live by a different, higher standard. The rich are constantly under scrutiny. Those who have abundance are overworked and underappreciated. Early mornings and late nights are filled with monotonous activities. Hanging out and relaxing take a back seat to crunching numbers and signing papers. The rich are responsible for a lot of people. When things go wrong, they the first to blame. Staying sharp is not an option. The rich have to be on point at every moment. Stress, ulcers, worries, and deadlines are just a few things that are part of the daily regimen. After all the hard work is put in, those that are unaware criticize and talk behind your back. Being rich is not fun. People think wealthy folks have all the fun. That's a big misconception. In order to maintain and increase your fortune, fun is the last thing on your to-do list. Making money takes long hours with lots of concentration and discipline. People with money make a lot of sacrifices, and there's only 24 hours in a day. That night when all your friends are at the club, you have to get your rest or take care of some unfinished business. Smoking, drinking, getting high, and all that other stuff that most equate with having a blast are things that a lot of wealthy people don't do. The mind has to be sharp in order to function at an elevated and productive level. With the focus it takes to gain and maintain riches, people around you will look at you like a party pooper. The rich is hated. Most people can't relate to the rich. The rich are blamed for everybody's problems. Wealthy and powerful people have to make decisions that affect others, which the recipients of those decisions might not agree with. Workers always have negative stuff to say about the bosses and owners. Citizens love to speak badly about elected officials. There is always a faction out there that wants to knock down the guy on top. People feel uncomfortable around those with means. The average person has to act out of character when dealing with someone with power. Regular people have to conduct themselves with caution around those that could affect their lives with one decision. Most people feel like the rich are out of touch and therefore unlikable. Being poor is awesome. Poor people have all the fun. Party now and pay for it later is the motto of the underpaid. Poor people get to do all the drinking, smoking, dancing, foul talking, and celebrating. Staying up all night and waking up late is the culture of the have-nots. Poor people talk recklessly with no filter and little consideration for others. The poor have a lot of friends, and every day is a social gathering. The poor eat all the tasty, high-fat, sweet, and salty foods. Those without money hang on the corner all day and night and are the superstars in their neighborhood. Less thinking means less stress on the brain, and the poor do not have to do too much brainstorming. Everybody loves the poor. Everybody roots for the underdog. Most of the society loves a rags to riches story. Everybody sympathizes with the underachiever. Most people don't feel threatened by the poor, so they use them as a charity case. When you show love to the poor, you feel good about yourself. Everybody needs a cause to champion for, and the less fortunate are good tools for that. People love being around the poor because it makes them feel that much bigger. Folks use the poor as a point of reference. In order to make yourself feel better, you say stuff like, at least I'm not doing as bad as that guy. Let me appreciate what I have, because things could be worse. Being poor is easy. It doesn't take much effort to be poor. Being lazy, casual, and careless are trademarks of those that don't have. The poor have little responsibilities. They are undependable and they don't tend to their obligations. The poor live moment to moment without planning for the future. Skipping through life with no expectation is a pretty simple way to live. Enjoyment is your only priority. Any task that's too difficult is avoided. When the going gets rough, quitting is the best solution. These are the reasons why so many people are poor. Being poor is the easy way out. Here's the conclusion. Being rich or poor is not a this or that type of situation. There are degrees between the two extremes. Most people reach the level they are comfortable with. On the extreme level of being poor, you could be living on the streets and begging for change. On the opposite side of the spectrum, you could be up there with Bezos, Slim, and Gates. Some people may just reach the level of paying their bills and have some pocket change. You could be earning $1 million and living off of 2 million. You could be one of those people who earn a meager wage and be a master at budgeting. Not to mention, the perception of rich and poor is subjective. One man's trash is another man's cash. The moral of the story is to be original, think outside the box, and move forward. The rich are outcasts who are hated by many and loved by a few. The poor congregate together and loved and sympathized by many. These views are illusions and preconceived notions. In all reality, true liberation and fortune comes from walking that unique path towards your destiny that only you could travel. Thanks for checking out this video. Go to my website, suprememoonbeam.com, for more content, and check out my YouTube channel. Peace.